let's talk about getting value from your business podcast with 8 ways to repurpose your content. So my name is Vince Quinn. I've been podcasting for 12 years. I've hosted a nationally syndicated radio show, and I have 4 years of direct experience helping business podcasts grow for marketing purposes. And over that time, I've seen a lot of different ways that people get their podcast and make more content out of it, which ultimately makes your life easier. So at the end of this episode, what you're going to have is 8 different pieces that you can use from one single podcast. First 2 things that you get from doing a business podcast for your marketing. You get the episodes, audio, and video. And I encourage you, as much as you can do video, to do video. If you have to pick one, pick video, right? Think about the world that we live in. Everything is visual. And as we go down this list, going through all the different ways that you can get content from this show, this recording, and put it into other spots, the more you get from video, the more you're going to be able to succeed and hit these different avenues. So give it a shot. It might not be the easiest thing in the world. Get a crappy webcam for $100 and just figure it out as you go, right? But here's the thing with video. What you get from these audio and video episodes, and primarily video, you get social media clips. And by having social media clips for your business podcast, the marketing potential is so much higher, because what you get to do is not just promote the episode, right? You might feel pushy. It might feel awkward. It might feel devaluing to your brand. You're pushing too much when you're just promoting, hey, here's a new episode, here's a new episode, here's a new episode. But what you should be doing is saying, hey, here's a new episode, but also here's these little bits and pieces of the show. Here's meaningful sound bites that you don't need to go in and watch the full episode. You can get this information, get people that you've never encountered before, and have them subscribe to your feed, with the idea that now you have these new Instagram followers or LinkedIn followers or TikTok followers or whatever it might be, that eventually they see enough clips to now go and watch the show and follow you that way. They continue to move down the funnel and closer to hiring you for whatever their needs are. So get the social media clips, get as many as you can out of your podcast. The other thing that you get from these video clips, right, that you're generating from the show, you get to improve your website. Think about times where you might have had a guest on the show. It's somebody who's been a previous client of yours, a current client of yours. You have a good relationship, and when you worked with their business, you made it better. Like, you made a real impact, and they're genuinely thankful for what you did. And you've got them on video on your show thanking you and saying, man, my business where it was 5 years ago when I hadn't met you guys, I was such a mess. I found you. We started working together. Things got better immediately. You lived up to every promise that you made. Like, I'm so happy that I made a decision to work with you. It has literally changed my business and my life. Why isn't that all over your social media? Why isn't that on your website, right? Like, you're getting people, when they go to your site, they are thinking about buying from you. They are getting so much closer to making that leap and purchase. So give them a reason to do it. And having this kind of proof from the clips of your podcast is definitely something that you should do to help them, right? So when you get good social clips that are also just good for your overall brand and can help you sell, put some of those on your website. And to take that a step further, when you're talking about a business marketing podcast, right, transcripts are so valuable and so simple. You can get them through AI these days. It doesn't take time. It's not very expensive at all. In some cases, it's free. Get the transcript, right? Because now that you have it, what you can do is repurpose the transcript that has been repurposed from your podcast. You can get newsletters from that transcript. You can get blogs written from that transcript. You can get social media posts, right? So if you want to get quote posts, graphic posts, like that kind of thing, you can do it through your transcripts. So you might not think about that all the time, but if you're somebody who likes to write and that's something where you feel comfortable and it's already a part of your marketing strategy, then do the podcast and use the transcript to double that content. You see what all of this is? You're getting content from one thing and putting it in another spot. Transcripts give you that option just the same way the video clips do. And the last thing is that you get from all of these different things, right? You're doing the show, you're talking about all this different stuff, you're engaging all these people and getting them to follow your accounts and watch the show and go to your website and become clients. You get an additional piece of marketing through the free guide. And you see this all the time everywhere you go, right? What happens? Hey, drop your email. I'll send you my free guide. Here's 8 steps to do this. Here's 20 ways to do that. Here's my book on this, and it's free. And people can do that, and you can do this with your podcast. Things that happen on your show, your information, your marketing material can be put into a free document that you send to people, which then keeps them more engaged with you and the services that you offer and makes it more likely that they're going to buy from you. For us, we have a guide. It is 9 steps to launch your podcast. And from that, it's very simple, right? You know exactly what it is. It's 9 different ways, 9 different things you need to do to get the show launched. So we have that. That is in our materials. It's in the show notes. If you're looking at this on Instagram, it's in our bio. Like, you can go get this thing right now. We're doing content on that, and it is a free marketing item. So you can see now, as going through all of this stuff, like, it's all connected, right? You're talking about audio and video episodes. You're talking about social media clips. You're talking about improving your website. You're talking about transcripts, newsletters, and blogs. You're talking about free marketing guides that come from it. And all those things sort of tie together and can include each other. It's a pretty amazing thing that happens from one piece of content. So when you're doing a business marketing podcast, if you're just getting started or doing one currently, think about all of these different things you can do from repurposing your content and how that works into your brand. And if you have any questions about it and want us to help you directly with your podcast, no problem. Give us a call, 215-821-9571. I'm Vince Quinn. Call, text. We're happy to get back to you, and we'll get you moving through the process. Thanks for listening to Not Just Talking. See you soon. Thanks for listening to It's Not Just Talking. Make sure to subscribe wherever you're checking out the podcast. And if you want us to help on your podcast, go to sbxproductions.com or check the show notes to book an appointment.